I had a threesome. Me, my husband, and his friend. Later, my husband said, "You two should have sex without me." Before watching the video, drop a comment telling me where you're watching from. I'd also really appreciate a like and a subscribe. The most interesting comment will be included in the next videos. Thank you to each and every one of you. Enjoy watching. I'm sitting here staring at the wall because I feel like I've set fire to my own marriage. My name's Sarah. I'm 29, female, and I've been married to my husband Daniel, 34, for 6 years. Until a few weeks ago, I would have said we were stable. Not perfect, but real. We trusted each other. Or at least I thought we did. Daniel's best friend is Alex, 32. They've known each other since college. Frat parties, late night poker games, all the history that makes someone feel more like a brother than a buddy. I always tolerated Alex. He was cocky, a little too flirty when he drank, but he'd been around forever, so he was just part of the package. The threesome wasn't some impulsive mistake. Daniel and I have experimented before, but always with women. It was our thing, a controlled kind of fun. We picked carefully, we talked boundaries, and then never caused problems. So when Daniel suggested Alex, my stomach dropped. At first, I honestly thought it was a twisted joke, but Daniel swore he wanted to try, that he trusted both of us. That night, God, I can't lie, it was intense. Alex and I clicked in this primal way, the kind of chemistry you don't plan for. My body betrayed me. I forgot to hold back, forgot to be careful about how much I was enjoying it. The whole time I told myself, don't overthink it. Daniel's right here, it's just sex. But afterward I caught Daniel looking at me. Not jealous exactly, not angry either, just hollow. Like he'd watched something unravel between us and couldn't process it. A week later, Alex came over for drinks. We were all on the couch laughing. Everything felt normal until Daniel suddenly blurted out, "You two should have sex without me." He said it casually, like ordering a drink refill. I literally choked, laughed it off, waiting for him to say he was kidding. But when I looked over, his face was dead serious. I said no, absolutely not. Alex looked stunned but didn't argue. When he left, Daniel doubled down. He told me Alex and I had a connection we'd never had as a couple. That if I'd found something real, I shouldn't let it go. Do you know what it feels like to have your husband encourage you to cheat on him? With his best friend? It's like the ground disappearing under your feet. I told him it wasn't happening. He just smirked and said, "You'll change your mind. Just tell me when you do." Since then, Alex had been texting me every day. He admitted he wants me as his side thing. I keep brushing him off, but the truth is, the thought tempts me. The sex was that good. He said and did things Daniel never has. For a moment I felt alive in a way I didn't know I was missing. And that scares me, because the door is already open, and part of me wants to walk through it. After that night, everything between me and Daniel shifted. It wasn't just awkward silence or lingering tension. It was this heavy, invisible wall that made even brushing past each other in the kitchen feel strange. Daniel started bringing Alex up in casual conversations, like he was testing me. Alex said this funny thing at work today. Alex might swing by later. Every mention had this edge to it, like he wanted to keep Alex in my orbit on purpose. Then last week my phone buzzed while I was folding laundry. It was Alex. He'd texted, "You free tonight? Just us." No, Daniel. I froze. My hands actually shook holding the phone. I typed no right away, but instead of backing off, Alex doubled down. "I know you want to." That night wasn't an accident. I didn't answer. I shoved the phone face down, but my chest was burning. because he wasn't entirely wrong. The worst part? Daniel came home early that same night. He saw my face when I picked up my phone and asked who it was. I panicked and lied, said it was just a group chat, but I could tell he knew. His eyes narrowed in this way I had never seen before, like he was cataloging my every expression. Later, while we were brushing our teeth, he casually said, "If Alex ever asks, you should just go for it. Don't waste your energy pretending you're not tempted." I spit out my toothpaste and snapped, "Why are you pushing this? Why are you trying to feed me to your friend?" He stared at me through the mirror, toothbrush hanging in his hand. "Because I saw you that night. You were different. You were happy." That cut deeper than I can explain. Did that mean I'd never been enough for him? That he was fine handing me off to someone else because he thought I was starving in our marriage? Since then, Alex hasn't let up. He sends texts every morning like he's my secret boyfriend. "Good morning, beautiful," or "thinking about you today." I've ignored most of them, but sometimes I respond just to shut him down. He takes even the shortest reply as encouragement. Yesterday he sent me a photo. Nothing explicit. Just him with his stupid grin, a drink in hand. And the caption, "Bet you miss me." I almost threw my phone across the room. Daniel, meanwhile, acts like nothing is wrong, like our marriage isn't dangling over a cliff. He's been more affectionate, weirdly. Cooking dinner and touching my back when he passes me, kissing me before bed. But it feels off, like guilt. Or maybe a desperate attempt to fix something that he was the one to break in the first place. I can't tell if Daniel's trying to keep me or push me away. And I can't tell if Alex is just a predator circling, or if he really thinks I'll eventually cave. What I do know is that my marriage feels like it's cracking in slow motion, and I don't know how to stop it. The first real crack came last Friday night. Daniel had invited Alex over again without telling me. I walked into the living room after work, and there he was, sprawled across our couch with a beer, like he lived there. I tried to act normal, but my chest tightened immediately. Ever since those texts, being near him felt wrong. He smiled at me like we had a secret, like we were already in something together. Daniel came out of the kitchen carrying a pizza box, all casual. "Movie night," he announced, like this was the most natural thing in the world. I sat down, tense, keeping space between me and Alex. But at one point during the movie, Daniel got up to grab more drinks. The second he left the room, Alex leaned closer and whispered, "You look amazing tonight. You don't have to play innocent with me." My stomach dropped. I hissed back, "Stop it, I told you no." He smirked, not backing off. "Your husband wants this. He practically begged me to keep after you. He wants to share you." Before I could reply, Daniel came back in. I jerked away, hoping he didn't notice how close Alex had been leaning. My skin was crawling, but Daniel just handed me a drink like nothing was wrong. After Alex finally left, I couldn't hold it in anymore. I snapped at Daniel. "Why do you keep inviting him over? Why are you doing this to us?" He didn't flinch, just sat down slowly, rubbing his face. "Because I saw you enjoy him in a way you never enjoy me. And maybe that's the truth I have to face. Maybe he can give you what I can't." I felt like I'd been punched. Tears just started spilling out before I could stop them. "Do you want me to leave you? Is that what this is?" He looked at me then, and for the first time I saw something raw in his eyes. Fear. "No. God, no. I want you to stay. But I don't want to be the reason you're unhappy." The words twisted my stomach. It was like he was giving me permission to betray him while still begging me not to. That night I lay awake in bed staring at the ceiling while Daniel's breathing went steady beside me. My phone buzzed again. Alex. Wish you were here instead of with him. I didn't answer, but I also didn't delete it, and that was the moment I realized I was standing on a fault line, and the quake was coming. I should have trusted my gut and cut Alex off completely, but I didn't. I kept ignoring, deflecting, pretending it wasn't as bad as it felt. And then he proved exactly how dangerous he really was. It happened 2 nights ago. Daniel had a late shift, so I was home alone. I was in the kitchen rinsing dishes when I heard a knock at the door. I opened it without even checking, expecting maybe a neighbor. It was Alex. He grinned like this was the most normal thing in the world and just stepped inside, holding a 6-pack. Daniel invited me, he said casually, like he had the right. I frowned. Daniel's not home. That's fine, he said, setting the beer on the counter. I actually wanted to see you. My stomach sank. You need to leave. But he didn't. He leaned against the counter, looking me over in a way that made my skin crawl. Come on, Sarah, you can drop the act. You want this. I know you do. He knows you do. I backed up, heart pounding. I said no, over and over, respect that. And then he crossed the line. He stepped forward, close enough that I felt his breath and reached for my hand. I yanked it back so hard the dish towel fell to the floor. Don't ever touch me again, I snapped, my voice shaking. That seemed to flick a switch in him. His smile dropped and his face twisted with something ugly. You're lying to yourself. You'll come around. You need me. I shoved past him, grabbed my phone, and said, I'm calling Daniel. That finally got him moving. Daniel picked up on the second ring. His voice panicked when he heard me sobbing. He rushed home, and when I told him what happened, he just sat there in stunned silence. Then he did the worst possible thing. He blamed himself. He buried his face in his hands and said, This is my fault. I pushed you two together. I made it happen. I wanted to scream at him that no, Alex made his own disgusting choices, but Daniel looked broken, like he'd handed his marriage to his best friend on a silver platter and only just realized what he'd done. That night, for the first time since our wedding, Daniel slept on the couch. I could hear him crying quietly through the wall. And me? I lay in bed staring at the dark, replaying Alex's words. You'll come around, you need me. I knew then. This wasn't over. He wasn't going to stop. Update. I didn't expect my first post to blow up the way it did. I was honestly embarrassed to even write it, but reading through the comments these last 2 days, I can't explain how much it's meant. Some of you made me laugh when I really needed it. Girl, throw the whole husband out has been stuck in my head. Others made me cry because you put into words what I couldn't admit to myself. So here's where things stand. The night Alex came over uninvited shook me to my core. He didn't just flirt. He tried to corner me in my own kitchen. The look on his face when I rejected him, I still feel it in my stomach. He didn't take no as final. He looked at me like I was lying to him, like my refusal was just part of some game. That's what scares me most. He thinks persistence will win. Daniel was devastated when I told him. I've never seen him like that. He kept repeating, I did this, I broke us. He hasn't spoken to Alex since, but he also hasn't told him off, not directly, and I need him to. I need him to make it clear this is done. Instead, Daniel has been drowning in guilt, cooking me dinner, doing chores, hugging me constantly. It feels like he's trying to prove he can still be my husband, but without confronting the real problem. And the real problem is Alex won't stop. Since that night, he's texted me every day. I block his number. He finds another. He messaged me on Instagram this morning. Don't let him chain you down. You deserve more. I wanted to throw my phone across the room. I have shown Daniel the messages. His face goes pale every time, but all he says is, I'll handle it. And then, nothing happens. I'm furious at Alex, but I'm also furious at Daniel. He opened this door. He invited the wolf into our home and then just stepped aside while it sank its teeth in. And now he's acting like being extra attentive will erase what happened. I don't know how to make him understand that unless he cuts Alex off completely, brutally, permanently, I'll never feel safe again. Some of you told me to go nuclear, to message Alex's family or blast screenshots on Facebook. Some of you said divorce Daniel, that this is already beyond repair. I don't know if I'm ready for either of those things, but I do know this. If Daniel doesn't step up soon, I'll do it myself. Because Alex thinks I'm weak. He thinks persistence will break me down. He doesn't realize how wrong he is. And maybe he's about to find out. Daniel finally confronted Alex last night. Or at least he tried. He waited until Alex showed up at a work site. Because apparently Alex doesn't understand boundaries enough to even give Daniel space at his job. I only know this because Daniel came home afterward pale, jaw tight, and admitted what happened. He told Alex they were done. No more hanging out, no more visits, no more contact with me. According to Daniel, Alex laughed. He told Daniel, "You're just mad because Sarah finally felt something real." That nearly broke Daniel. He told me he wanted to hit him but couldn't risk losing his job, so instead he just walked away. But here's the kicker. Not even an hour later I got another text. Unknown number. He can't protect you from me. I showed Daniel. He sank onto the couch like the life had been drained out of him. I don't know what to do anymore, he whispered. That sentence was like a switch flipping inside me. Because if Daniel won't protect me, then I'll protect myself. I've spent the last 24 hours gathering receipts. Every text, every DM, every call log. Screenshots lined up in a folder on my laptop. Alex thinks I'm some fragile wife too scared to say no. What he doesn't realize is that I've got enough proof to bury him socially. He works in sales, constantly networking and constantly bragging about his reputation. Imagine how quickly that collapses when people see he's a creep who stalks his best friend's wife. Daniel doesn't want me to do it. He begged me to let him figure it out. But his version of handling it has been crying on the couch while Alex keeps circling like a vulture. I can't wait for him to grow a backbone anymore. This afternoon, I drafted a message to Alex. You text me again. I'll make sure everyone knows exactly what you've been doing. Don't test me. I didn't hit send yet. I'm holding it, waiting for the right moment, the right push. And I know it's coming, because Alex isn't the type to back off quietly. He'll push harder. He'll show his true colors. And when he does, I'll be ready. I didn't have to wait long for Alex to hand me the perfect opportunity. 2 nights ago, Daniel and I went out to dinner. Just the two of us trying to claw back some sense of normal. We hadn't even made it to dessert when my phone buzzed. Unknown number again. I ignored it. Then it buzzed again, and again. Daniel finally snapped, "Just answer it." So I did. I put it on speaker. It was Alex. His voice was slurred, drunk, cocky. "Sarah, baby, I'm outside your house. Why don't you let me in? He doesn't deserve you. You know it. Come on, one night. Just us!" The whole restaurant went quiet around us. I could feel eyes on our table as Alex rambled through the speaker. Daniel's face drained of all color. That was the last straw. I didn't even hang up. I opened my laptop as soon as we got home and dropped every screenshot, every text, every voicemail into a single file. Then I posted it. Not on Reddit, not hidden, but straight to Alex's Facebook wall. His mom, his coworkers, his entire friend list got a front row seat to his obsessive messages. Caption: This is what Daniel's best friend has been doing for weeks. Harassing me, stalking me, refusing to take no for an answer. Within minutes, people were commenting. His sister messaged me privately, horrified. A woman I didn't even know replied, "He did the same thing to me 2 years ago." His boss, yes, his actual boss, left a comment saying, "We'll be speaking tomorrow." Daniel just stood behind me, watching it all unfold. His hands were trembling, but for once they weren't with fear. They were with relief. "You did what I should have done," he whispered. By morning, Alex had called me 12 times, each voicemail more frantic than the last, begging me to take it down, promising he'd never bother me again, even threatening me with defamation charges. Good luck with that when I got receipts. And then silence. His accounts went dark. His phone stopped ringing. I heard through mutual friends that he didn't show up to work. For the first time in the weeks, I slept without checking my phone. For the first time in the weeks, I didn't feel like prey in my own home. Alex thought persistence would wear me down. Instead, it destroyed him. And maybe that's what he deserved all along. Update 2. So, a lot has happened since I exposed Alex. Honestly, I'm still reeling, but I wanted to give you all the ending because so many of you stuck with me through this. The fallout was immediate. Within 24 hours, Alex lost his job. His boss apparently had zero tolerance for harassing the spouse of a client. Daniel had introduced Alex to a few work contacts in the past, so it all tied back. His family, brutal. His sister DMs me again to apologize. His mom actually left a comment on my post calling his behavior shameful. By day 3, he deleted all his social media. And me? I haven't heard a word from him since. Not a call, not a text, nothing. For the first time in weeks, my phone has been silent. The kind of silence that feels like freedom. As for Daniel, that's the complicated part. He's been a wreck of guilt since this all started. He admits now that suggesting Alex in the first place came from a place of insecurity. Like if he invited the danger and he could control it. When in reality, all he did was give Alex permission to cross every boundary we had. We've started counseling. It's raw and it hurts, but at least he's trying. He's shown up to every session. He's doing the work. And for once, he's not hiding behind guilt or avoidance. He told me point blank, "I thought letting you have what I couldn't give would keep you. I almost lost you because of it." He's right. He almost did. I don't know yet if we'll fully recover. Trust isn't something you glue back together overnight. But for now, we've gone no contact with Alex permanently. We're rebuilding piece by fragile piece. And as for me, I've realized I'm stronger than I gave myself credit for. Alex thought I was just a toy he could win over. Daniel thought I was someone who needed to be given away to be happy. They both underestimated me. I'm not a prize to be passed around. I'm not prey to be chased until I give in. I'm me. And I finally remembered that. Thanks to everyone who told me to stand my ground. You were right. Alex is gone. Daniel and I are still here. And maybe, just maybe, that's enough for now. If you liked the video, subscribe to the channel and like it. You can also watch more shocking stories in the playlist.